Look at the jungle strictly as a biological battleground, and it's a place defined by sheer, terrifying force. Apex predators stalk the canopy, and survival usually comes down to who has the sharpest claws or the heaviest bite. Then you have Mowgli, a small, entirely unarmored human child who somehow manages to thrive alongside these giants without matching their physical power. He navigates this ecosystem through pure observation. In a world running on instinct, Mowgli operates as a kind of wilderness detective, because in this jungle, a misunderstood threat can be as lethal as a hungry tiger. To stay alive, he has to diagnose problems and solve mysteries before they escalate. Let's look at 3 specific cases that prove how he does it. The first case starts with a localized, low-stakes disruption. A massive stash of carefully collected berries suddenly vanishes in the middle of the night. The local wildlife reacts with immediate panic. They assume a highly dangerous, invasive predator has encroached on their territory to steal resources. Instead of giving in to the hysteria, Mowgli looks at the environment logically. He sets a simple mechanical trap designed to hold the thief without risking a direct physical confrontation. The terrifying monster caught in the snare turns out to be Baloo, unconscious, sleepwalking through the jungle with his face covered in berry juice. It's a humorous outcome, but it establishes his baseline method. Observation and logic reveal the facts, while unchecked paranoia only amplifies fear. The stakes get much higher when the conflicts turn social. This starts near the riverbanks, where Mowgli discovers a newly hatched crocodile named Navali. Almost immediately, a troop of monkeys coordinates a targeted kidnapping, snatching the baby reptile and dragging it deep into their territory. This diagram breaks down why they took him. The monkeys built a belief system around the red crocodile myth. They believe this specific baby will grow into a massive, red-scaled tyrant that will purge predators from the ruins, leaving them in control. Mowgli is up against a collective superstition. He has to dismantle an ideology, which is far more complex than outrunning a predator. Attempting a frontal assault on the ruins would be a mistake. The monkeys hold the high ground, and Mowgli is entirely outnumbered. To get the baby back, he changes tactics, shifting away from physical combat and targeting the very psychology that caused the kidnapping in the first place. Using the acoustics of the jungle, Mowgli projects the sound of a massive swarm of adult, highly territorial crocodiles converging directly on the ruins. Hearing what they believe is an invading army, the monkeys panic. They completely abandon their prophesied weapon and scrabble upward into the dense canopy. Mowgli secures the rescue without throwing a single punch. He dismantles an entire occupied stronghold simply by using their own cowardice against them. The final case presents a life-or-death scenario where every second of delay increases the body count. It begins with an unnatural, heavy silence spreading rapidly across the usually deafening canopy. The most powerful animals in the region, including the formidable panther Bagheera, start collapsing, losing consciousness with zero signs of physical trauma. To make matters worse, Shere Khan realizes what is happening. He picks up the scent of a defenseless jungle, moving in for an effortless slaughter. Mowgli has to identify an invisible environmental threat before the apex predator executes a mass ambush. To solve this, Mowgli relies on a sensory input that the surrounding wildlife naturally ignores. He catches a faint, specific, acrid scent drifting through the air, Jimson weed. This map shows what is happening. The human village is burning the weed to repel pests, and wind carries the smoke directly into animal territory. The heavy vapor acts as a potent tranquilizer, forcing animals in the cloud into a deep, inescapable sleep. Armed with this data, Mowgli immediately coordinates an evacuation. He moves the drowsy animals to higher ground and up into the trees, putting them safely out of the heavy smoke layer and ruining Shere Khan's hunt. By diagnosing the smoke, Mowgli saves the local ecosystem. He survives here because he is the singular link between the laws of nature and the tools of humanity, capable of decoding threats that neither side fully understands.